just 1 p.m. here at Central European time. And we are starting just in 1 minute. So many thanks for everybody who just came a little bit earlier to our webinar. Today's webinar topic is G1ANT.Studio and G1ANT.Orchestrator. We are going to speak about more technical features of our software. In the first part of the presentation, I'm going to show you the presentation of our software, about G1ANT.Studio, about G1ANT.Orchestrator. And in the second part of the presentation, you will be able to ask your questions to our developers. Our developers will join us. And if you will have any questions, you will be able to ask them on chat, and our developers are going to answer them. Okay, so I see it's already 1 p.m. here in Poland, where I'm situated and where G1ANT main office is. And this is a good time to start. So let's be on time. And those who will come later, then they will come later. So let's start. First of all, I would like to show you I would like to introduce myself. My name is Cyril Topalov. I'm Strategic Partnership Development Manager at G1ANT. What does that mean? That means that I'm contacting with a lot of companies all over the world on daily basis, and I know quite a lot about different technologies which are existing on the market. So it would be my pleasure to share with you information about G1ANT.Studio, G1ANT.Orchestrator, and also will be my pleasure to answer you your questions. So let's speak about our agenda. So first of all, I will make briefly overview about the tools which we have created in G1ANT. Then we are going to focus more on G1ANT.Studio, about the features of, I would say, main product of G1ANT. Then we are going to speak about G1ANT.Orchestrator and what are the steps, how to start with creating robots in G1ANT.Studio and using G1ANT.Orchestrator you need to take to start this wonderful journey. Okay, let's start then. So first of all, as I already said, in G1ANT we have created two main products. This is G1ANT.Studio and G1ANT.Orchestrator. G1ANT.Studio is the complete environment where you can create robots, where you can run them. So you have everything in one box. You just download the tool and you have all the functionalities, 100% of functionalities from the beginning. In our company, we don't have any extra payments, for example, for some functionalities. So you have all the functionalities about which I'm going to tell in the following parts of the presentation from the beginning. And G1ANT.Orchestrator is the second product of G1ANT, which is created for managing bigger farms of robots. So for example, from 10 robots, it's better to have G1ANT.Orchestrator because it's much more convenient to control them. And before 10, I would say you can control them from G1ANT.Studio. About G1ANT.Orchestrator, we are going to speak in the second part of the presentation, and now we are focusing on the G1ANT.Studio. So what G1ANT.Studio actually is? G1ANT.Studio, as I said, is the complete environment where you can create robots, where you can run them. It's only 150 megabytes file, so you can see how light the tool is, and you don't need to extra install it. It is very important. We did it on purpose. So you just download the tool. You from the beginning can create robots, and you just open, you create robot and run them. And this was made on purpose because in banking sector, from where RPA was actually starting, in insurance sector, the questions of the security are very, very important. And for example, for G1ANT.Studio, it's very convenient because you don't need to have administrative access. So for a lot of companies, you don't need to get any extra permissions to download the tool, to install it. So you have it all from the beginning. Also, G1ANT.Studio, in comparison to competitors, doesn't need a lot of computer resources. Robots created in G1ANT.Studio are very light and very fast, and this is one of the advantages about which I'm going to tell you a bit later. But on this slide, you may see that you need only 1 GB of CPU, 1 GB of RAM, and 1 GHz of CPU. So this is a very, I would say, not a lot of computer resources you need to run the computers. And if we were on topic of security, G1ANT.Studio uses Microsoft security accesses. So if you have logged in on your computer with the Microsoft login and password, then robot has all the accesses the person have. So from that point of view, it's also very convenient. There are also additional security layers in the G1ANT.Studio, about which I will tell in the further part of the presentation. The next thing I wanted to tell is the possibilities that G1ANT.Studio can work also in attended and in unattended mode, and both of these modes are available from the beginning. There are no extra payments for it, so it's a kind of our philosophy that we have full functionality, 100 functionality from the beginning in one price. You don't need to buy any extra modules or any extra programs. You have everything, I would say, in one box from the beginning. The main feature and the main difference of G1ANT.Studio from other solutions on market, that G1ANT.Studio is a code-based solution. We did it on purpose because, first of all, developers, they love to code. For them, it's much more convenient to write code. For them, it's much more convenient and simpler and quicker to write code. And of course, for business people, this is not so convenient because usually they used to drag and drop, yes. But for developers, in the end, for more complicated automations, they come to software developers, and in the end, you will use code. So in G1ANT, you have this functionality from the beginning. You can create robots in 3 different languages, about which, I'm going to tell now. So the most, I would say, first language in G1ANT.Studio is the G1ANT language. Is the language which we have created by ourselves, and it's a very simple script language which is close to English. So when you write, for example, open Notepad, it opens Notepad. If you write keyboard, then you write what you would like to write on keyboard. So for experienced user, you need like about 1-2 days to learn how to create robots. And for not so experienced user, so even junior level developers can learn this language very quick. And we had such examples in our company when people with no so big experience in coding were learning in about 1 week how to create robots. And thanks to that, in G1ANT.Studio, it's code solution. The robots are actually, they are much more lighter. You don't have this UI, I would say, heavy interface, and this makes this possibility for robots to use not a lot of computer resources. That's why the robots are much more lighter and faster. The second language and third language in which you can use in G1ANT.Studio is Python and C#. So basically, there are 3 languages which you can use, and you can mix them. So there are parts of code which are written in G1ANT language, then a part of code which is written in C# and in Python. But you can mix it as you wish. So basically, you can connect any .NET, any Python library. You can make automation of hardware, automation of software. There are unlimited possibilities of automation. And in our experience, we didn't have such a situation that we couldn't automate something. So if you have very, I would say, complicated cases with, for example, manufacturing automation, where you need to connect external devices, you can connect us, you can contact us, and then definitely we will find the solution, because we have very experienced people in our team since 2015, so almost the same year when the Giant technology was when the RPA technology started to be presented on the market. And now I will tell a bit about some main fields, some main elements of Giant Studio. So on the screen now you can see my account. And my account, this is the field where you can check your licenses, where you can check all the available licenses, all the running licenses, where you can buy licenses. So everything what is related to licensing is situated in my account. The next field is add-ons. About add-ons, we are going to speak a bit later, but I will tell that add-ons, they're extending the possibilities of Giant Studio. On this picture, you can see add-ons which were already downloaded from the marketplace or from GitHub, because you can download both from a marketplace and from GitHub, but about add-ons we will talk a bit later. The next field is the field of comments of exact add-ons. So if you click the add-on on the upper field, which we have here, then you will see all the commands which are available for this add-on. And if you double click on any command, you will see, first of all, the description of this command, and then you will see the examples also. So from that point of view, we were trying to make Giant Studio as much affordable, yes, for people to start coding and to see all the functionalities from the beginning, I would say. The next fields are variables. So here you have variables which you determine by yourself and you can create by yourself. However, there are also some special variables which were determined by ourselves, which you can choose, which you can use when you're creating robots. And the next field is actually Giant Learning, where you have tutorials of Giant, so you don't need to open it in Google Chrome or any other browser. You have all these tutorials here in Giant Studio on the right side of it. Okay, let's move forward. And now we are going to speak about, I would say, main features of Giant Studio, because in Giant Studio, on one license, you can create a big amount of robots. Actually, even till 10 robots you can run in one Giant. You can control them from one Giant Studio, but you can create multiple amount of robots on one license. Just at one time works one robot. What does that mean? That means that you can, for example, create robot for payroll automation, for scraping data, for sending emails, and you can schedule them. How you can schedule them? You can schedule them by time, by email, or by file. So actually you can schedule these robots in 3 different triggers. However, if you need any extra trigger, then you can create it by yourself. We had such example when we had automation of beton factory, and the robots were triggered by the results of the thermometer. So information from thermometer was coming in, and based on this information, the robot started to work. Also, a very important feature is the credential container, where all the passwords, login can be saved, all the crucial and sensitive data can be saved. So the robot has access to different web pages, to different logins and passwords, so they can use this information from the credential container. And now I would like to tell about one of the, I would say, very important parts of Giant Studio, is which are add-ons. Add-ons are the extensions which are extending the possibilities of Giant Studio, but not only the possibilities, but also they can even change the layout of Giant Studio. So basically you can change even the view how Giant Studio look like. All the add-ons, they're absolutely for free, so you can download them from Marketplace. You can download the add-ons from GitHub. We give this possibility to change add-ons. And Giant is, I would say, very friendly and open environment, because that means that you can change the add-ons by your needs. So that means that only the core of the program is closed, only the core of the program cannot be changed, and everything around, all the add-ons, they're available, they can be downloaded, and they can be changed. Most of our add-ons were created by ourselves. Big part of them was also created by our partners. So if you also have this need, being our partner, you have this need to create the add-on, you can do it by yourself. The very important part about add-ons, that we have created also add-ons for the most of technologies like Google Workspace, MS Office, Google Tesseract, Selenium. However, if you need to create your own add-on for some extra technology, you can do it by downloading the Nugget package in Visual Studio, so you can create your own add-ons. Also, if we are talking about add-ons, we have open APIs, and Giant Studio can be controlled by a REST technology. Via REST technology, you can control Giant Studio from outside. Also, in Giant Studio, you have already built in support of different, you can create your own data types, data structures. So basically, add-ons, they're extending functionality of Giant Studio rapidly, and it gives multiple possibilities of automation and of automation. About code features, this was actually what I wanted to tell you. However, Giant Studio has also low code and no code features. And one of the first low code feature, which calls recorder. So you can record the movements of mouse, the movements of keyboard, and then transfer this information into code. And this gives possibility also for low code and no code creation of robots, and not only using code. The next very important part of Giant Studio low code, no code features is an inspector. So using inspector, it gives possibility to find the elements or the buttons of the programs, to use them and to click on the right button which you need. So there are three different possibilities by which you can actually determine the button or the element of the program which you would like to click. So first possibility, we call it VUPass or XPass technology, which finds the way to the button or element and transfers it to code. So you can transfer it to code and copy to your robot, to your script of robot. Second possibility is searching by coordinates. So you can use both coordinates. You can use absolute coordinate on the screen, or you can use relative coordinate in the window of the application. The third possibility is search by image. So you can search by image the needed button or the element of the solution, and the Giant Studio will find this element which you need. Also, when we are speaking about XPass or VUPass technology, how we call it, it also finds the way to the button in the subtree, Java tree, or Windows tree. So you can very precisely determine the button or the element of the program which you would like to press. That was actually is about G1ANT.Studio. So I see that there are a lot of questions going on to the chat. I'm very happy about it, and I see that Mark is already answering. So I'm going to proceed with the information about G1ANT.Orchestrator. Do not hesitate to write your questions. I strongly believe that Mark will answer everything. So if we are talking about G1ANT.Orchestrator, is the web application which allows to control bigger farms of robot. How big farm of robot could be? Actually, there are no limits. So you can create, you can orchestrate unlimited amount of robots, and you can control them much more easier than it will be without than it would be without Orchestrator. On this page, you may see the dashboard page, which is actually BI analytics, which you can set up by yourself. So here on this screen, you can see that we have set up CPU usage, RAM usage. But if you need any other information which you would like to see, you can create by yourself, and you can determine by yourself what you would like to see in the dashboard. The next page is actually the status page, where you can see all the robots. So what is very important, that it gives the possibility to control a big amount of robots just by one looking at the screen. So you can see what robot is doing in the exact moment. You can see by setting up the colors, for example, that green robot is working, red robot has stopped according to the mistake, for example. And if you put your mouse on any of robots, you will also see the information about the statuses of robot. All the statuses of robots are also saved to the G1ANT.Orchestrator, so you can see the report. G1ANT.Orchestrator also sends information about mistakes, about why robot was stopped, and it provides the whole log of every robot. Another feature of G1ANT.Orchestrator is the global credential container. So robots can use a global credential container. They can use global information from these passwords and logins from one credential container for a lot of robots. And the next very important feature, that through G1ANT.Orchestrator, you can actually send the pieces of code to a lot of robots by one click. So this is very important when you would like to change a lot of robots by I would say one click, one sending, and it gives this possibility through G1ANT.Orchestrator. Also, returning back to the G1ANT.Studio, I wanted to mention that scalability of G1ANT robots is really very simple and very quick, because the robots, they can be written and saved just in TXT file. So you can, for example, transfer this TXT file to a lot of computers, and creating just one robot, you can transfer it to hundreds of computers just in I would say seconds. Yes, because you can transfer this TXT file to a lot of computers, and you can run the same robot on a lot of computers. This was information also about G1ANT.Orchestrator. I remind you that you can ask all the questions to the chat. If we are talking about how to start with G1ANT, I would first send you to the free trial version. I would recommend you to download that free trial version, which you can find on our website. And as I said, you have 100% of functionality of the G1ANT.Studio from the beginning. So there are no extra modules or something like this. You can create your own robots just in seconds. The only thing, the difference of production license, of trial license from the license of production license, that 1 per 15 minutes will appear CAPTCHA, what doesn't allow to create robots on, I would say, to sell to end customers. But this is another advantage of Giant Studio, because when you can make a POC to your customers, you can create robot, you can show how it works, even without paying any cent, any dollar, or any other currency, because you can create robot, you can show it, and only in the moment when you deploy it to your end customer, you start paying the license. So this is a big advantage of Giant Studio, and big advantage actually of Giant, I would say. And also we have trial versions. Not trial. We have manuals in written form, manuals in YouTube. So we have all the information how to create robots in on the basic level and in advanced level. And also we have GitHub account where you can find, as I said, information about add-ons. You can download them and you can change them. Also, what is in this case, if you cannot find the information, or you cannot create the robot, I would say, so if you have any stacks or any problems, you can contact me, or you can contact me or any other person in our company, and we will help you with this automation. So we have big experience in making automations, because we did them for a lot of different industries and a lot of times. So definitely we will find the solution how to create the robot for you. Okay, and here when you go to the free trial version, you can download the Giant Studio, and you will have the full functionality of the Giant Studio. So now I would like also to share my contacts. Here you have my contacts. Do not hesitate to contact me via email, via LinkedIn. Call me. I'm always open to speak about Giant Studio or any other solution with Giant provides. If you have any problems with automation, also do not hesitate to contact me, because definitely like 99% we will find the solution how to do it. And here also the QR code, so you can scan the QR code, and all my contacts will be provided by QR code. So you have this possibility to have all my contacts just in one scanning of QR code. This is actually from my side was it. I see that we have a lot of questions. Wow. Okay. So if you have any more questions, do not hesitate to write them. We have Mark with us. What I haven't. Okay, I will write. I will check the questions if you have anything. And thank you. Marketplace, yes, this was I was telling that we have marketplace where you can download all the add-ons absolutely for free, and from GitHub you can also download source code of the add-ons and change them. How works trigger from mailbox? So if we are talking about mailbox triggers, so if you get email from exact, for example, email account, then the robots start working. This is we are looking for uniquely compared to other vendors. Can I create my own add-ons as well? Yes, you can create your own add-ons as well by using Nugget package, by using in Visual Studio. Okay, thanks. Quite impressive. Giant has many unique features. Okay, guys, how to create add-ons. I see that Mark has given all the information, and please feel free to contact me about all the partnership questions. Mark is a technical person, very experienced one. I think he has like 15 years of experience in IT in total, and in RPA. So he's more technical person. I'm responsible for sales. So you had my contacts. I will show them once again. just do not hesitate to contact me via LinkedIn or via any other possibility. You can write me an email, and you can contact me in okay. Is giant ISO and other security standards. So as I said, we are using Microsoft technology, but Mark, if you can answer to this question, will much appreciate. So about the creation of attended bots, please contact me after, because it's not the topic of our webinar to show the script and to show how to create the robots. So if you can contact me via email or via any other possibility, I will definitely help you. How version control managed? So actually we are creating new versions of Giant Studio, I think one per month, but it depends on changes which we would like to provide, and then you can download the new version of Giant Studio by yourself. And yes, Orchestrator have built-in control version, and Giant Studio, you just download the version of software by yourself. And also, I read what Mark wrote, that Giant Studio has built-in runtime in Giant Studio. That means that you have you run the robot from the same tool where you created. So you have this all functionality just in 150 megabytes file. It's very, I would say, simple and small. And actually, we are working on the add-on for control version in Studio. Okay. Good. I have copied some of the questions to which I will would like to reply by myself. So guys, I think, do we have, we have some more questions. Mark is answering the questions. And I would also like to by myself to answer some of the questions later, because I know from whom they are coming. We are having more and more partners. I'm very happy to announce it, because soon we will announce new partners in the United States, in Canada, in Turkey, also in Russia. So the number of giant partners is extending, I would say daily, even on daily basis. I'm very happy about it, because it's also my work and work of my colleagues. So it would be great if you also will be our partner. If you have any questions, any technical or any technical questions, or any, I would say, sales question, do not hesitate to contact me. We will definitely provide you information how to become the partner and what support we give to our partners. Okay, yeah. About certificates, Sal, I will reply you later. I noted your question, so we will reply to you later together with Max. Great. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Okay. Do we have some more questions? I see that somebody is writing. Great session, guys. Thanks. Virupaksha, many thanks to you too. We are staying in contact, so I'm very glad about it. And we will talk with you very soon too. I'm very glad that you came to the webinar. Thank you, guys. Thank you also. It was a pleasure for me to conduct this webinar, because speaking about Giant Studio is, yeah, it's very interesting, and it's very, I would say, brings a lot of energy. And I was very happy that we are having so good audience, as people who are so active and asking a lot of questions. I'm really, really happy about it. I wish you wonderful day, and yeah, we are staying in contact. Thank you very much, guys, and let's be in touch. Contact me, contact other members of our team. We are staying in touch. Thank you, guys. Okay.